I'm going to go Mineski. They've got their comfort. And I think that they can play at a really fast pace with this Monkey King, as long as he doesn't get a horrible matchup.
Okay, interesting. Very split decisions on the panel. I wonder what sort of decisions are going to be made in the commentary box, talking of which. Why don't we bring them in right now for this second set. Hello, guys. How you doing?
Hello, Red. Not too bad. I'm looking forward to this one.
It should be fun, this one, for you.
It should. I mean, the Ice Monkey King final pick, that's something a little different.
Yeah, a little bit different. Always fun to watch what Daryl does. Never know what he's going to do next. Must be brilliant for you.
Exactly. Now, we're going to have to, I'll tell you what, our observers are going to be really put to the test on this one. So I hope Pimp's ready for this, man.
Indeed. Enjoy, boys.
Thank you very much, Red. So, Will, yes, this final pick, the Mineski Ice Monkey King. What's the reasoning behind it? I guess it's sort of the panel said you're looking for sort of that lane matchup that you're going to have the favoring in, but surely OG are going to try and make sure that doesn't happen.
They don't have the best lockdown for him either. He can play in the tree line. It's very easy for him. He's very naturally good against Pit Lord, one of the best heroes one-on-one. But this draft is almost identical to what they had earlier against Complexity. I'm pretty certain that I'm correct here, that the only hero that switched is Ice, where he was playing Timbersaw before. But I believe the other 4 heroes are the exact same.
And that game, of course, that was the game where Ice went absolutely off on the Timbersaw, didn't he? He had a incredible time, and there he is. The myth, the legend. Curry at the moment, of course. See him stick with the team for now. Not going to see any sort of shenanigans. Sometimes we see the Monkey King try and sneak past the towers, get into the base of the enemy, and see if they can get a courier snipe. Ice, he'll be sticking with the gang.
Trying to find the game right now. I really want to pose.
You're pretty good, yeah. Looking at this, you did have the Venge. You had the Venge and the Puck. It was the sort of similar 2 cores with it by the looks of it.
Oh, I'm mixing up Fnatic.
No, you're kind of right there.
No,
yeah, the Venge and the Puck.
No,
What's the Venge and the Puck again?
I mixed up Fnatic's game. I was half and half. I was split between 2. But it's gonna be a Monkey King.
Okay, so I mean, I would have thought they wanted to get it against the Underlords. So why are they putting the Monkey King mid, do you think, rather than having that sort of that side lane where it would have been the 1v1 against the Underlords?
I think it's the best against the K. Puck doesn't do anything against that hero. Problem. Puck actually feels really garbage against the MK.
See what OG are able to do to punish this Monkey King, and of course Jarax, he is going to be there to back up Resolution. And this is one of the problems though, the mid Monkey King. This is a hero comes into lane with 0 armor, and against a Naga that's going to be coming in and spamming Riptide, it feels like the pressure's really going to be on for Ice.
I don't understand this decision especially, because I kind of agree, like, some one-on-one, even against like the Pit Lord, he's gonna... And I think OG thought that was what was gonna happen. They put this S4 Pit Lord up at top thinking this is a Monkey. But instead the MK mid is kind of struggling. Because he doesn't deal well correctly with the 2v1.
No. Absolutely not. The 1v1 situations is where he thrives, and Jarax making sure not to give that to him.
He does have enough stacks, but even using that doesn't feel very good.
I mean, could they not kill him here? One more root and one more Riptide. Ice. He's just going to go down. As I said, I think it's going off what we said, Will. I'm not a fan of this decision to put it mid.
Yeah, that's not an easy lane. And Monkey King's supposed to be a lane dominator. This is a hero that thrives on these one-on-one situations, and you want to try to give him as advantageous of a lane as possible. But Rezo's taking a lot of damage here. One more hit, the staff connects, and Rezo gonna have to pop the salve. Barely lives, 20 HP.
I mean, that is the power, as we say. In a 1v1, when he's allowed to give you the rundown like that, it still could deal an atrocious amount of damage. As we've seen so far, OG have not been letting that 1v1 occur.
Look at him, though. He's already at half health. This is not the position that Ice wants to be in. Because Rezo will go heal, then come back, and they'll just start this all over again.
Boogie will grab the Arcane Rune as he sweeps across. Of course, how are the other side lanes going? Looks like no one really getting too far behind in terms of farm. But decent enough lane up here. That's got the Lycan being moved up here as well, so both of the cores at the moment actually in this top lane S4. I think a little on the edge there. As Moon brought him about 1 right click away from death.
He's going to swap lanes down here. Wants to try to be against this bench. still very strong in this situation, 2-on-2. The Lycan should be okay because of the high amount of regen. Like, all these high regen-based heroes really ruin Puck. Puck doesn't want to get into these kind of right-click wars, as in mid, once again, Jarex doesn't have the net quite yet, but 1 or 2 more right-clicks might have done it.
Either way, as you said, with sort of the lack of regen the Monkey King has, it's going to be him out of the lane. Same time, Fly will get the kill on Jabs. Ninja Boogie's going to TP in. It was going to have the salve there for Ice Ice, so Ice Ice will be to stick around in lane. Breathe Fire will cancel that.
He's got Soul Ring now. This is when playing against Dragon Knight becomes a... And this is when Jarex can also just rotate off if he wants to, because he knows that his Dragon Knight is perfectly fine now. He's done enough in the early few levels to kind of help him out.
G down bottom, getting in there with the cast. They've got the root as well, holding Jabs down. S4 punching into the Shaman, not quite enough damage, and in fact Fly, he's the one to suffer. Mushi chasing him down, one more touch with a Wave of Terror. Mushi gets the kill now, towards Jarex as well. Will be fine, S4 there to keep Jabugi off him.
Jabugi right now just trying to play somewhat reactive, as feels like he's trying to chase Jarex around and try to match his tempo. Naga, of course, a very fast hero in that regard.
And I mean, I'm watching this mid as well. I would imagine one of the ways that this sort of works out with the DK, if he does breathe fire and then the monkey goes in for the Boundless Strike, because it's based on his attacks, the Boundless Strike damage is also reduced off the back of that. Or yes or no?
Yes,
Yeah,
because it's critical damage.
Yeah. So that kind of helps. We're seeing a few times, you know, trying to use the Boundless to harass Rezo, but it does very little damage with the high armor, of course, from the passive, and the breathe fire, 25% damage reduction. But all in all, Ice still finding very good farm in the mid. Match CS now with Resolution. Does have a slight XP advantage as well, because Rezo did have that pairing of Jarex at the start. So, despite going down that first time, Ice recovering very nicely, and that is, of course, because it has gone back to this 1v1. Jarex has had to look elsewhere to help the side lanes, giving the space for Ice to now have that sort of edge on Rezo.
Yeah, he's got the level advantage too.
Yeah.
That's the downside, of course, with dual lane. They haven't gotten any additional kills or anything like that. It's a little bit scarier now, especially since there is a Night Stalker in the game. Not super comfortable. Meanwhile, up at top, No Tail suffering a little bit as the Puck tops in CS so far in this game. Bottom lane.
Quick dive in, Ninja Boogie, Mushi, and Jabs. A lot of catch between these three. Very, very tricky for S4 to come too close, so Mski get themselves that second kill up top, looking towards Moon. He's got the orb out though, will be able to draw into it, so gets himself out to safety. Bottom lane, Mineski amping up the pressure. They've got that Venge. They want to try and take these early objectives, and now S4, he's TP'd back into this one, but the shackles are there, and S4, he's just giving away his life another time. Mushi takes the kill.
And at the same time, OG went for a smoke, right at the same time as Moon came across, trying to contest for the bounty rune. Broke the smoke that I'm pretty certain was meant to head mid. And this top lane decision has been very intelligent by Mineski. They've denied the ability for them to do anything to this offlaner. Like, Moon is not afraid at all of a Witch Doctor Lycan lane. Unless he overcommits with the orb, it's nearly impossible for him to die. So he can play as aggressively as he wants on the 2 supports.
Jarex now coming back in, assist Rezo. Nice, he really has made the most of this lane. So I was at least a little worried about it at the start, but he's certainly showing us that absolutely work out when left to be the 1v1.
Really unafraid, even getting into a fight right now with Fly.
He's popping the coil.
Mid for this.
He's taken a lot of punches. That was... a little over-aggressive there from Moon. Fly should still fall, as Ninja Boogie will come in with a wraparound and at least get a kill in return for losing the puck, but it's losing your puck.
Yeah, that was a level 6 puck. You even saw that Fly was confused at that. He threw down the chow wheel, he said, alright. I guess that's how that's going to work as a 4-man rotation in mid.
Oh, they're going in big. Fly will be TPing across. Rezo will tell with a brief fire. Does manage to get that out first. This could be pretty big, but with the magical damage, it should be enough.
That's 5.
Mushi chasing him down. There's the Boundless Strike. Mushi will find the kill. And Mineski, they'll make sure that they get both of these kills out of it.
That is 5 heroes, as Jabs does end up going down good counter rotation to at least pick up one hero, but really like that move.
I mean, they're playing the pace that they want to. Mineski's lineup with this Benj, Monkey King dual core. They've got a lot of strength for the moment.
I think this is Mushi's best hero. Like the Vengeful Spirit, it feels like this is the one that he's most comfortable on. I really don't like it when he plays these heroes that hold that thought.
And straight away, we'll manage to get out the Wukong's command, giving that extra bit of armor as well to Ice Ice Ice. He looks to back himself up. They do get the kill on Jerix, the swap back as well. Mushi buying the space for Ice 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 to survive. Wave of Terror out onto Big Daddy, but there's no control, so Big Daddy will escape. The smart plays again from Mineski in this mid lane to limit any sort of casualties on their side and make sure that OG struggle to get the most out of their usages, as that is the Elder Dragon form popped. And Resolution, we'll see if he can get any damage onto the tower, but with the way Mineski's playing, they're making sure that first ult usage of the DK is wasted.
And at bottom, Patil's down here. Jabs is getting really low, but a lot of heroes being committed for this. Creep's even gonna get stunned up. Look at how much they protect all their heroes on the side of Mineski. This is the second time they've done that. And this is what I'm talking about when it feels like they have this Vengeful Spirit. They help each other at all time zone. They don't allow any hero to go down for free.
There is no one AFK farming on Mineski's line. They're switching lanes like nobody's business.
Sometimes it feels like when Mushi plays these heroes like PL, he gets into this farming rhythm where he completely ignores the rest of this game. But when he plays a hero like Benj, he's so active on the map, as up at top, Jarek's gonna get gone on.
See if there's no burst. He does have that infused raindrop, saving him from the damage from the waning rift. Still chase down there, the orb will connect. Moon does find the pickoff.
Very good start though for Mineski already.
It really is there.
Minus that one play up at top.
Oh yeah, we'll let Moon off for that, because overall he's still top net worth on the puck.
Yes,
so
it should have been a lot higher.
1300 towards having the Link Dagger on top of the phase boots, of course, that Moon likes to go on his puck.
And look at how often they move around Mushi. Gonna try to set up for another kill here.
Yep, they've got the slow, they've got the control. Big Daddy is dead. Another pick off for Mushi. I mean, if you're OG, how do you sort of react to the way that Mineski's moving around the map? It seems that they've just got your number, and as we're seeing with the heroes that Mineski have, their kill potential is much higher than OG's at the moment.
It feels as though Mineski are playing the way that we normally see OG used to play with.
Top.
Boon, one more hit. That's another solo kill for him, as it just feels like they're everywhere on the map right now. But like we were saying, OG, it feels like now, past the laning phase, they're the ones trying to counter-react to whatever Mineski's doing, but they're just a little bit too late, because Mineski really, really like what they're doing here, bringing so many heroes in.
And look at this, as soon as the push comes in mid, the TPs are coming through.
Nobody's allowed to die here. Ninja Boogie, even though he's just a 4 position, or actually he's going to be the 5 in a game like this, they're going to rotate half the map just to help him. Even going to get the tower up at bottom.
Didn't even need to commit the wards as well. Jabs has still got those ready and waiting for another push. Enter 4, 11 minutes in, 3k lead for Mineski. This lineup looking very hot in the laning stages. This team is playing perfectly as a unit. S4, he's got to be a bit careful here. We've seen what's happened before when the two heroes go on him. There is a swap available. Mushi can get S4 into the hands of Jabs. It could be another death. S4 coming close. Mushi sees the chance. They do swap it straight away, but the wards are down a little off the mark, and now the turnaround play being attempted. They'll get Mushi with the paralyzing cast to cancel the TP, but Fly, will he save himself with the stick charges? He won't. He will die. Jabs will look to TP out. Will he make it? He will. And in fact, S4, oh, nearly going down to the wards there on that attempt. So a 1-for-1 trade, but obviously for OG, they'll be the happy ones. They do get Mushi. They do make sure that the wards are expended not to get a tower.
Very well done overall. They needed something like that quite bad, though.
They needed to sort of slow the tempo down a bit.
They forced that really hard. They were trying to go for like this cute play where they swap into the shackles, but S4, I think he's got phase boots. He's way too quick for that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Straight phase, Vanguard on this Underlord. Very nice here. Right clickers. Bench lineup. 11 for 5, 2k lead. Moon, as we've seen, he's picked up that Blink Dagger already. That, of course, along with the Wukong command, some fantastic team fight just between those two heroes with the Coil, the Monkey King ult. Very hard for sort of OG to deal with. Even though they're saying that, they do have, of course, now that level 6 online. The Song of the Siren is always going to be there from Jerax. He's in the neighborhood to allow them to disengage, so we may start to see the point of the game where you started to feel the frustration of a team that's let Naga Siren through the lineup.
That is the upside of when you play Naga, is that you almost always feel comfortable about these team fights. You'll at one point have your way. A very good sleep.
Is under attack.
Mineski, they're going to get aggressive, take down this top tower. I'd imagine mid is the next objective for them to take. We want to try to deny up this area. A little bit curious, by the way, that No-Tail's up at top. When you take this mid tower, normally the next objective is for the safe laner to rotate down to bottom and then take control of this jungle, but they've actually reversed things a little bit and they're going to make a move on him.
They are. They need TPs coming in on OG if they want to try and save No-Tail. You've got the jump up to the trees. Ice giving the vision. Hopping about. Will keep himself hidden though. But Fly's TP in, and in fact, look at the TP down bottom and help them fight down here. They know that Fly TP'd up there to help out, so they want to try and punish OG whilst Mineski have the numbers. The Dream Core down onto 2, but here's that song. See if they can get out of this one. The boundless strike. Indeed, it's going to cancel them both from outside of it. S4 is in trouble here. They'll lose this Underlord. Resolution. See if he's going to be okay. Moon trying to chase this man down with the orb. They've got Ice closing across the tree line. The swap back is there. Resolution will fall as well off the back of it. And in case I'm missing something, is there a reason why S4 wouldn't just Dark Rift out of that?
I think he thought at least his Dragon Knight was okay, but...
Because they tried to TP.
Yes, but Jerax was just outside the range of the Venge, who managed to just stun up the DK as he was TPing out. So he thought to himself like, oh, at least my DK's out, it'll be okay. Then once his DK gets stunned up, I think his plan changed, and then at that point the Dark Rift was way too late. Yeah,
I guess he would have had to go straight up. And we're seeing another thing as well, of course, outside of the range of the song, the Boundless Strike is going to be very nice to stop in these TP plays. Very easy for Ice to reach in with that stun.
And you realize like the reads on Mineski are so good. We talked about how they're going to take this mid tower next. They do so after they take the top one. And they realize that OG's going for the same play. I had just said, I don't know why the Lycan's up at top, because they often want to take that bottom tower next. When OG make that rotation, Mineski are ready. And mid, once again, it feels as though right now they're everywhere on the map. The TP rotations, they're not wasting anything so far.
Let's see if No-Tail can find anything. He's going to pop the ult, try and go for a chase down. Mineski backing off. And already there's backup here. This is a bit of a risky place for No-Tail to be. Same time, down bottom, Rezo caught in the Wukong's command. Ice has already used the Boundless Strike, so not quite enough damage on his own at the moment to take down the Dragon Knight. The high amounts of armor that Resolution does have. Battle Fury, of course, still not quite there for Ice. Again, once again, he makes that sort of play, keeps himself hidden in the trees. Rezo and No-Tail with S4's backup will move down here to attempt for the push. Ice, just sort of toying with them. The sidelines from those trees with the Boundless Strike, trying to put a bit of a stop to that push. In top lane, you've got Moon continuing the pressure up here as well. Jerax, looking for setup though, buying time for Flight to come in, and with the Death Ward knocked down, that's enough. Moon will get punished for coming out.
And at the same time, Mineski, they're going to wait on this high ground. Go for Jerax. If they can get the Hex off first, the Shrine is popped. Is the damage there? Should be just enough.
See if they can get out though. Fly, S4 has the route down onto Jabs. Jabs being chased. They have the cask again to buy time for them to close the gap around him. So just doing his best to sort of run about, and in fact, they might not even get him here. If he can keep himself outside of the fog, he's going to be fine. Jabs will live, he gets away, and at the same time, that's a big kill to find. Look at this, they've found No-Tail. Ice and Ninja Boogie surrounding, and the Boundless Strike built up with the Jingu Mastery as they cut down the Lycan once again. And we're now at a point where all three highest cores on the map are all those of Mineski. 16-6, 16 minutes in, 5k gold lead. These guys are playing fantastic. Top lane, Jerax. He's looking for Mushi, but Mushi, he's out of range of the sleep. He's just going to walk away from it, or will get clipped on the side of it. They do have a route, but immediately goes for the TP, knows there's nothing else there to cancel it. And again, a song used to no avail. And of course, those early levels of song, meaning it's on that very long cooldown, over 2 minutes, where Mineski don't have to worry about the song breaking up their plays.
Yeah, and look at bottom lane. They've already rotated for that. These guys are playing so incredibly fast.
Yeah. Got the Battle Fury on Monkey King now.
Any move that Mineski makes, or when they get gone on, they're already making another play. Their Vengeful Spirit gets gone on up at top. They're going to punish that by taking the bottom tier 2. That fight up at top, they're already making the move on a Resolution. They get the kill onto Jerax as well. They're playing so much faster than OG is, and it just feels like OG's not ready for this kind of pace.
No, their lineup just does not seem suited to deal with it at the moment. They are struggling for sure against the power of Mineski.
I don't even know if it's a lineup issue. I think that Mineski are flat out just playing
Dire's top
really, really good
tower
right
is
now.
under
This is why I prefer Mski on these heroes rather than these Phantom Lancers, because
Yeah.
when he plays these Vengeful Spirits, he's creating so much space for the rest of his team. It feels like an improved version of what Fnatic are trying to accomplish with what Envy's doing, where he's
Yeah.
moving around the map.
I think it's sort of, as you say, you know, if you put him on a farmer, it's just sort of, it feels like sort of wasted talent.
Yes.
You know, you're not using Mski to his full potential when he's sort of AFK hitting creep.
Because the thing about his lineup is, Moon and Ice Ice Ice, like, we have a term for they're killers. They do not like hitting creeps. If you think about all of Moon's best heroes, this Mirana, this Puck, he wants to be as active as possible. Same with Ice Ice Ice. If you think of Daryl, you think of fighters. And that's why the Vengeful Spirit synergize as well, because now you have 4 or 5 heroes that are just willing to get into engagements non-stop. Nice coil.
He does get it down onto 2. Has got the backup. Ice 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 looking for the perfect position. Will drop the Wukong's command in from the tree line. Manages to get it, so all 4 heroes of OG having to be forced to run through it. Notel trying to lead forward. Will manage to get the kill on the Shaman with the minions. Ice 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 sort of trapped here. Will jump himself back up to the trees. They've got the Dragon Tail
They got the
stun
stun.
onto Moon at the side. This is good for OG. 2 so far. The root out onto Ninja Boogie as he will tick down across the tree line. Mushi just left to run away and Ice 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 left to hide.
They're going to go into Roche.
That was a huge fight for OG. Definitely what helped out there was the fact that S4 comes in. He has the completed Crimson Guard. Helps negate a lot of the damage from Mineski in these fights.
They're going to make this move in. 3 heroes get caught out.
They're low on OG. They get the stun though. They cut the tree down as well. That's a long time for Ice 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 to be stunned, but Mushi with the swap out keeps Ice 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 safe. The swap into Shadowblade. They'll move back in. Boundless Strike down onto Notel. Mineski trying their best to force OG back out the pit. They'll get the Magic Missile down onto the Naga Cyrex. Jerax is gone. Hit a Malice onto 2. The Breathe Fire, Burning Moon down low. They'll lose the puck. Jabs now being focused as well by OG. He's been stunned up, surrounded. Jabs down as well. Moon there effectively dying back into that situation. With OG getting those 2 kills, they'll go back in the pit. Can Mineski get back in? You bet that they're going to try. They've got the Monkey King. They have to do it soon though. Roche is falling low, but again, Notel just walks up, cuts the tree. The Ice 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 was looking to jump on. The Death Ward's down, will get cancelled by the Boundless Strike. But Ice Ice Ice, he's going to tick down low to the Maledict. They're back into the pit, OG. And he does. Ice 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 is gone. But Moose, oh Moose, he got both. He got in, he got the kill, and he got the Aegis. They will make it pay. They'll kill him the once. But Mushi actually being able to take both factors of that Roshan away from him, as he will still die.
But
He got the kill, he got the Aegis. That's a hashtag worth.
that was like an 8-minute fight. It just kept going.
Yeah.
Heroes just kept buying back. And Mineski, they take their first sloppy fight of the game. Around that Roshan pit.
Yeah.
Hit Lord
Dire's middle
reigns supreme.
Absolutely, yeah. So much stuff that S4 got done there. The damage, the control, the sort of stacks building up, and Notel as well with the sort of fortitude as we saw going outside of the pit, knowing Ice 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 was coming back and just chopping down those trees like nobody's business. I think he caught him out at least twice with the Quelling Blade play.
That was such an awkward fight for Mineski. Even the one in the jungle, it felt like that was very forced. They felt like they had to take that play, and I don't think they necessarily had to. At some point, you can just pop Nighttime, you'll get a Roshan for yourself, it'll be okay, you can play a little bit more patient. And even with all of that, with Moon buying back, they're still in a okay-ish gold lead.
They've still got the slight lead.
Yes.
And
but
it's always big, to, especially when it's like a DK lineup, like a lineup, to take away them having the Aegis, because suddenly they're sort of put on a back burner where they can't really force objectives like they would want to.
yeah. But at the same time, we talked about how they're all killers in this game. That time they got way too over-aggressive. They thought they were a lot further ahead than they are, so they took a sloppy fight. They figured, okay, well, we'll just win this fight anyways. But OG, nobody went down during that Crimson Guard timing.
No.
Moon had a very aggressive orb forward, just got caught out by himself, and then they just started dying one by one.
Radiant are
Mski.
scanning.
They not put off. They still want to fight.
Radiant's bottom
They still can look for a fight, they just have to set it up better than they have. Because there are a lot of tanky heroes now on the side of OG. Like, once that Crimson Guard finished, I undervalue that item like crazy. The fight was so complicated for them at that point. Notel gonna pop the ulti, running forward now.
Here's the Mushi. Quick Dream Coil from Moon, holding back the ball temporarily, but Notel, he just continues chasing down this Vengeful Spirit. Quick swap from Mushi, creating some distance, but Jax is there with the cut around, has the net. He'll even hold the kill there for S4 to take. So OG again getting 2. These moves from Mineski being punished. Ice 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 and Ninja Boogie will try up top, but the song's there straight away from Jerax. They may have stepped in a little too far here despite having 2 alive. Ice and Ninja Boogie attempted for the play, but the song from Jerax buys the time for them to surround and kill Ice.
I'm not sure what that play was up at top. They knew that the entire force of OG was moving forward, but they still made an aggressive play under the tower to kill a Witch Doctor. I think the rationale was, well, we can just get this kill, get out immediately. It'll take 2 seconds, no time investment whatsoever. But it's
We'll see it again here. Oh, this is back at so we'll see Mski get the kill onto Roshan.
Oh, this was sick.
So what, he swaps himself in, bam, takes the hit, takes the Aegis. It was a very nice play, but as we're saying, overall, was sort of a bit of the silver lining to a bit of a dark cloud regarding that last few team fights that Mineski have got themselves into.
Now you've just allowed this Lycan back into this game. He's so strong. He gets on top of your Vengeful Spirit. You can't do much. And once again, is this just going to be another hero dead?
Meteor Hammer holding him down. Ninja Boogie's gone. Now with the rod as well, picked up by S4. They've got the setup onto the Shaman here as OG move from hero to hero. Mineski, they're not even done. Look at Notel. He's heading straight up underneath the tier 3s. They're just destroying Mineski as this game has just absolutely flipped on his head. And I think we're seeing sort of the strengths and weaknesses of Mineski's playstyle. They love to fight. When it's going great, it goes fantastic. But when it goes bad, it just feels like the game's over.
Yeah, I think it's just done now. They're going to get racks minimum here. And this is so confusing. They literally just went in, died 1 by 1, and this is how they're going to lose. This was a cliff, and it just fell straight down. There was no breaks on that train. At 24 minutes, the team that I did not think was going to get racks got racks.
So yeah, 5k lead for OG.
They've almost got a BKB now on Rezo. They're going to be so tanky.
I mean, this is sort of what the second time I feel we've seen this from OG already at this time. You know, that game the other day against Vici Gaming. Well, that one was sort of the other way around.
Yeah,
it's flipped. They've sort of, you know, they've read the situation that they were able to put Vici where I was with them in that game, and they're doing it themselves this time. They're saying it's all right if we lose the laning stage and we sort of lose these early fights, we can get back from them. They're doing what Vici Gaming did to them.
Mineski, this is a really disappointing way to lose this lead. It feels like they haven't taken a proper fight since. When they were winning, it felt like they were consistently taking these very intelligent 5-man engagements, and now it feels flipped. It feels like OG are the ones constantly grouping up in force, getting a little bit faster to the goal line, and OG just picking them apart now. Mineski, that was the weirdest engagement in mid. They lost hero after hero after... They lost 4 heroes in a row trying to save each other. It just felt like a Congo line of death.
And you can see sort of the amendments being made as well. You know, Ice was wanting the SOI, but now he's just going for the Asher into BKB and roll. Lane, they have the song. Meteor Hammer timing. Bam, frame perfect. No chance for Puck to do anything in reaction. Moon is gone. Minute without the Puck.
I think it's been something absurd. It's been a lot of kills in a row now for OG.
And look at that. Look at that.
Yeah, if you look at that, there has
sort of condensed red dots.
The last time they got a kill was like around the 20 minutes. It's been like 6 minutes straight of Mineski getting killed.
I mean, the Vodafone tag was #play faster, not feed faster. Not going great for Mineski.
And it's so disappointing because of how well they played in the early mid game. They were playing so selflessly. Like, this should not be understated. They were playing very well around each other.
The start looked absolutely... The movements, as you said, were pretty flawless from Mineski off the back.
And then that weird Roshan decision where they ran in 1 by 1. It feels like the last 2 engagements I've just seen Mineski players run in 1 by 1 trying to save each other. And sometimes... it works when you're all together. But when you're actually just running in a single hero after a single hero, then it becomes impossible. There's such a strength in numbers in this game.
From lane, OG setting up in case anyone dare come out on the side. We got S4 rifting the rest of the boys in. As OG grouped up as a unit down bottom. Rezo already searching that tree line, see if we can find things out. Darkness will be popped by Mineski. They're going to look to try and take this fight. They popped down the tree and call it silence of the tree, but the Crimson Guard and BKB's out. Resolution trying to turn towards Ice. Has that BKB done with the Wukong's command, doing a good job of bringing down Notel, and he'll get it. That's the Lycan down. Jerax moves in to go for the net, has to force himself away, but he'll also fall. Mineski fight back. They hold the tower. They get 2 kills. They only lose the Shaman.
They're gonna get 3.
Ice, indeed, slowly but surely chasing down Fly. He'll try and turn with that Death Ward, but the Boundless Strike from Ice too much, so they are able to hold that defense. Again, maybe this time around, maybe OG getting a little ahead of them. So I thought that they might back up as soon as the darkness was popped, but they seemed like they wanted to stay and force it.
And the weird decision there is they didn't have the Naga Sleep. It was about 12 seconds away. If they were a little bit more patient, you can make that move.
Because surely you see the darkness and you're like, they want to do something here. Do we really want to do this, guys?
Guys, I think at that moment you just say back up. We'll wait for the Naga Sleep because that's your reset. This is the, oh shit, we messed up button. You need that in these kinds of engagements because when everything gets popped, if you can just Naga Sleep, people walk away, reset the fight, then you'll get it on your own terms. You can wait out a lot of these on cooldown. But credit to Mineski, that was a very nice play what they did. They did the Ags puck coil into the swap onto the Lycan, which immediately killed them.
Yeah, and you know, we saw as well sort of in that Rezo tried to turn his attention towards Ice, but when he has the BKB and the plus 20 armor from the Wukong's command, this is not an easy target to kill. The Ice is going to be able to survive in the midst of that circle at the moment. You just don't have the damage to take the monkey out.
And both teams, I mean, this is kind of a gritty game. Feels as though they're not playing at their 100%, but in games like this, it's always a little bit awkward. It's when you sort of like lose your tempo. One team feels like they're so far ahead that they can just go ahead without most of their massive abilities.
Interesting build. So Ice focusing purely on sort of his main hero's right click. He's got the butterfly queued up. I mean, evasion is certainly going to be key in this matchup where neither of the cores really want to be building MKB or Bloodthorn. So, I mean, and that, once he has evasion as well, then there really is very, very few chances of them killing him in his Wukong's command.
They have such a sick combo, though, the swap into the Axe Coil. They've got to be really careful about that on the side of OG, because there's no BKB on this Lycan. He gets popped quite quickly during that time.
I mean, I feel like I've seen the Venge Puck combo get through more drafts than I feel it should, because I feel like some teams maybe even understate how good it is, because it literally can just end the game. That sort of catch and lockdown is very hard to play against if you're not used to it.
Yeah, it's 500 damage and a full 3-second stun.
Yeah, through BKB.
Yes. Actually, with the Scepter, it's 4.5 seconds and 700 damage.
Whilst also screwing up the rest of the team that you've caught in the coil. It seems too good, and teams that are good with it, like Mineski, are getting the chance to do so. This is one of the ways to deal with it, though. Jump straight onto the puck, but there's the swap. No, Mushi will save the puck. Ice has the Wukong's command down. Moon, he's going to try and jump back, but Jerax will be able to finish him. So they lose Moon. They've got the root onto Mineski. OG biting in hard. They're still using that strength, that lead that they've managed to mount against Mineski as they find 3. They'll turn towards Ninja Boogie. He's going for the TP out, but the hammer indeed from Jerax comes through, cancelling the TP. They'll lose 4. There'll be a buyback on Moon, but there's 3 heroes down, Will, and they don't have buyback.
I think this might just be the game. Moon buys back in a desperation attempt, trying to shove out the waves, but
I think OG realized.
Yeah, it was just the team who formed up his 5 faster. OG taking advantage of that. And it looked a little bit dicey when they lost that engagement at bottom, but this time around they waited for the sleep. They had all their major abilities up. They were the team on the offensive this time around.
And look, just helping to clean up the game. Song into the hammer. Timing, of course. Perfect. That's Moon gone. Ice is going to jump in. He's got the BKB. Can he really do anything against this? He's got the 4-man Boundless Strike. He has some of the right click from the Jingu Mastery, but it's not enough. They move into the base. They'll swap. They've got their Hex onto S4, but the Ancient is falling. GG is called, ladies and gentlemen. OG taking your game 1 here in what was, I think as you said, well, it felt like maybe a little bit of a warm-up for both of these teams. There were some questionable plays from both sides.
Yeah, I think especially for Mineski, they're going to be disappointed in this loss, because for 20 straight minutes, they absolutely owned this game. And then for the next 6, they got just obliterated. They started dying one by one. It felt like they weren't able to slow the momentum at any point, and it was awkward. And for a second, it looked like it was going to go the other way, where OG took a disastrous fight. They don't look super happy about this game, and as well they should, because that was a disappointing loss.
Absolutely. I think you can see it there on the faces of Mineski. They know that they messed up at that certain point, and that's also the refreshing. As we know coming into game 2, we can be guaranteed to see both these teams step up their...
This is a very close series. That was a very close game.
Absolutely.